Hey, welcome everyone. OJC's here. I don't have a lot of time to stream this evening. It's been a little while since I've had a stream going here. I've been busy. Maybe I'll talk about that. Maybe I won't. I've also been busy buying records. So yeah, and I'm doing a bunch of other things here. Can't see my desk. It's such a mess. But I'm having to kind of wait as things as what as I upload some files. I'm transferring some files. I got a lot of things on the go here. So but I just got back from British Columbia. I got back from Vancouver. Hey John, just got back from Vancouver and Victoria. So yeah, John, you got to stick around because I got some more things to show you. I went back to that story again. So bad. So yeah, so I've got a few records that I'm just kind of pulling out and figuring out what needs cleaning, figuring out kind of what I bought that's probably already doubles of other LPs that I've bought, or like later versions or earlier versions. Anyway, and at the same time, as I was alluding to, I'm starting to log some of the video that that my team and I took when we were out in Vancouver. So there's a lot of kind of, you know what it's like with the internet, doing all these settings, fixing up settings, hitting export, hitting save, and kind of waiting for my old computer here to churn away. So I've got this iMac kind of desktop, but I kind of get the feeling like it's a little bit out of date about this Mac. What have I got here? Well, that's not bad. It's a 2019, but I think for what I'm asking it to do, it's got Intel chips, but I'm really asking quite a bit of it. Anyway, let me pull out some of my LPs here, and we can go through them. It's not a great bag. That's that's a great bag. They had different colors, and I'm like, the yellow one, quickly, the yellow one. And I don't usually collect a lot of bags. Hey, if anyone wants to come up, let me know, and I'll drop the link. But as I said, I'm probably only going to be up for about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes or so. But this is Beat Street Records in Vancouver. They could have done that in black, huh? It's not really. We'll just bring it in. See, but the monkey there really pops out. Anyway, so I had to buy that. So that's in downtown Vancouver. I was only in Vancouver for kind of one night on the way over to Nanaimo and Victoria on Vancouver Island, and then one night back on my way to Toronto. So I didn't get to see too much, and I only got to bump into a few friends. But let's see what we got here. Okay, well, there's this Herald Land in New York. This is an OJC, and it wasn't all that cheap. It was around $30. And normally the OJCs sound really good, but this one's got a barcode on it. That's never a good idea. So it's in really great shape, and I don't have this one from Herald Land, and Kenny Dorham is on it as well. So I was really keen on it, but I kind of have this nasty feeling that it's one of those OJCs that doesn't sound as good as the early ones, the ones that are up to about 1983. And again, typically they don't have the barcode. So I may have overpaid for that one. Anyhow, there's that. That's awesome. Anyway, I haven't listened to it yet. This one I haven't listened to either. This is I'm really into, I don't know about other folks, but I'm really into CTI. CTI is awesome. Okay, your video was exported successfully. That's AGK's interview that I'm just exporting now, so that's good to know. It's a gatefold. CTI. What year is this? I'm going to say this is. Does anyone know? Bob James. I'm going to say this is like 7. They're all the same, right? They're all 1973. Why are you even looking, Greg? 1974. Oops. Bob James 1. There's another one from CTI, and it's got this weird ass kind of logo over here. But this one is a little harder to find. And this is actually one of the big reasons why I bought this is that it is a promo white label. Bob James. So those of you who don't know, CTI, funk, jazz funk, right, everyone? Jazz funk. A lot of Benson, a lot of Herbie Hancock on CTI, and a whole lot of fun. Whole lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to listening to this one. Okay, so what's that? So it's Bob James, Kaboom. This one is really fun. This one I listened to last night. Kenny, Barney Kessel's Swingin' Party. Check that out. It's so swinging. There's like, what's going on up here? Is this like wagon wheels? Or I'm really not sure. Barney is on a bus, but what kind of bus is that? Anyway, bizarre stuff. This is a mono from Contemporary. It's in pretty good shape, actually. This one, I feel like maybe it might have been in Japan. It's got that kind of mold issue going on. Gary Peacock is on bass there. The flautist is Marvin Jenkins, and it sounds just fabulous. So it's kind of, what are we talking about? So it's kind of cool jazz, kind of hipster a la 1963 jazz. Here, I'll show you the label, the yellow labels. I think there are some black labels, black label ones out there. Not too expensive LP. I think they asked 20 for it. I think I paid 20 for it rather. And Swingin' Party, I think is maybe worth just a little bit more. So I haven't seen that one around too much. And I can't remember now, but I saw Barney Kessel on something else, and I'm like, I'll give this a listen. And for 20 bucks, you can't go wrong. Cheers. All right. I'm going to drop a link in the chat if anyone wants to be super brave and come up and chat with me. Those of you who checked out some of my other videos might remember that I picked up another Sonic Youth in East London. Which one did I get? The one with the candle on it. It's their classic one. Anyhow, this one I think is just as good. I think it just came out a year later. Listened to it last night. So Goo is the name of this album. So this is what is it? It's a 2015. I think it says 2015 on it, but it's actually inevitably always the wrong way, right? But I think this is actually pressed or maybe distributed in 2016. I was listening to it last night. Look, it's an awesome album. It's a great album, but it didn't sound as good as the original that I bought in London. So I'm a little disappointed, but again, I got that at Beat Street Records when I went back before I came home. And it was a good price. Like they wanted 25 bucks for it. I looked online and it was worth, I think people were asking more like 35 for it. So I thought, well, you know, if I'm not super happy with it, then look, I'll dump it. I'll rejig it. Before I go into some of the better finds, again, I think these are almost all from Beat Street in Vancouver. This one I've seen around. This is another Kessel LP. I've seen this around quite a bit. This is an OJC, again, without the barcode, so it's an early 80s. a reissue. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm hoping it sounds awesome. Elvin Jones and Bobby Hutcherson are on this. There's Elvin. Elvin is always like, have you noticed with Elvin? He's like rocking it. I don't know. Is Elvin gone? If not, he's probably like this. And Bobby on the vibes. Some people don't like vibes. You're wrong. The vibes are awesome, and so is Bobby. I'm not taking any shit today, apparently. Let's have a look here. Anyway, so it's kind of the original looking contemporary records. Le voila. That's French for I spent $20 on this. Actually, it's not really, is it? Shouldn't do that in Canada. You can't joke about bilingualism. Okay, that's contemporary records, but the OJC version from Barney Kessel. It's it's not my favorite. It's one of those kind of mixed LPs, right? Where there's a little bit of hard bop, there's a little bit of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of fromage. Never heard anyone. Okay, where are we going, Greg? This is not jazz, but I had to show this because I bought this in Victoria and I got a really good price for it from this nice record store that was more of a cafe, and I don't remember the name of the store. Never been in there before, but they had a lot of funky groovy stuff and some local bands. No Means No. What are they? They're kind of like a prog or what's called math punk rock. I can't believe I even said that. Did I say that? Math punk rock. This is I saw these guys when I was in high school, way back when in the 80s. So this album is from the late 80s, I'm going to say 88. Did I get that right, anyone? Let's have a look at it. But it was just reissued last year. If you're into really hard driving, it's not thrash or even hardcore. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like a mix between the Dead Kennedys meets Rush. Does that make sense? Leave me a comment. Comment right now. Fall down on the floor. No, let's have a look at this. That's kind of cool, huh? What's going on there? Looks like someone's getting drumsticks up their nose. That doesn't sound nice. Anyway, red vinyl, good price. Local band from Victoria, from a record store whose name is escaping me because it's more of a cafe than a record store. It wasn't Vinyl Envy. I went to Vinyl Envy and did really well in Victoria. Vinyl Envy is an awesome store in Victoria. Okay, what else do I got here? Okay, let's go to the deep pile. Go to the deep pile, otherwise known as records that are sitting on the floor. Yeah, the deep pile. Wow. Okay, so Dexter Gordon's A Swinging Affair. This sounds really, really, really nice. This is a white B copy. I'll show the vinyl in a second. It's got Sonny Clark on it, Billy Higgins on the drums. Oh, I love this album. I didn't know this album. I know it's been reissued. I think it was reissued. This is off the top of my head. I think it was reissued as part of the 80s reissue Blue Note series. Don't quote me, but I kind of think I'm right. But I kind of think I'm right all the time, and I'm not. So there we go. That's kind of like a nice universal statement. Nice white blue. So that's kind of a 77, I'm gonna say, reissue. And there's a Van Gelder stamp in the dead wax. So I think that's the last year, if I'm not incorrect, that you can find a Blue Note LP with that kind of a stamp, with the great RVG in the dead wax. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, Iron Man by Eric Dolphy. Wow, this is excuse me, everyone, just coughed in everyone's ear. This is a great album. This has not been on my radar. I'm usually pretty good about putting stuff on my want list. I'm a huge fan of Dolphy. I have no idea why this wasn't in my want list. So I looked and I was like, well, I probably don't want it because it's not my want list. But then I looked at the back. Again, it's not a rare record, but hang on, let me go through the names of the folks here. Prince Lasha is on flute, and his LP was just reissued. Clifford Jordan, this is brutal. Woody Shaw Jr., of course, on trumpet. Bobby Hutcherson again. Eric Kahn on bass. Huey Simmons on sax. This is killer. I love this. That's a fabulous album. Where did I get that? I got this one in Victoria, didn't I? Who am I asking? Who am I talking to? I got this in Victoria, in British Columbia, at Vinyl Envy, and it was, or it is, a Canadian version. So I was a little taken aback because, well, a little taken aback, whatever. Holy drama queen, right? I was standing there and I checked the price. I think he was asking $50 for it, and they normally go for about $40. But then I realized this was a Canadian version, and that's what the price is for the Canadian version. Sometimes it's, I don't know why. Is it a bit, I find the quality of Canadian pressings are almost always excellent, but they're usually no better than the American ones. But I suspect that they're more expensive because why? Maybe because they're just they're rare, right? There are a few of these pressed in Canada. So, or pressed, well, that kind of, you know what I mean. That's it. I think that's it for now. So no one's jumping off, and I need to get ready for dinner in a little bit. But yeah, had a wonderful time out west. I did pop, so I popped into, as I said, Beat Street Records. There we go again. Beat Street Records, another plug for them. I think they're the best record store in Vancouver, but feel free to disagree with me. Hey, Dave, how's it going? And then I popped over to Nanaimo, and there's a couple record stores there, and I kind of ran through there. There was nothing really that I picked up, and then I went down to Victoria and had a really nice time with my brother. If you haven't had a chance yet, I uploaded a video. I don't, when was it? Kind of over the weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday, where my brother and I kind of drive like lunatics around town in Victoria, and we kind of talk about various topics and see a crash. What else? Talked about the King of Canada, and inevitably made our way to a couple record stores. So if you want like a more ridiculous version of what I just kind of went through tonight without showing the LPs, and talk more a little bit about the record stores that I stumbled across in Victoria, in Canada, in Western Canada, and British Columbia, which is the westernmost province in Canada, then check out that website. And like I said, sorry, I just jumped up here really quickly. So thanks for checking in, John. It was really wonderful to meet you out in Vancouver. Dave, great to see you again. And yeah, I think maybe I'll buy some more albums and talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.